All right. So, hi, you guys. It is Jude here, also known as the Pretty Coach. Hold on, let me fix this because it's going to get on my nerves right now. All right. So, I was up scrolling. Um, it's like 1 a.m. in the morning, and I was minding my own business. Shoot. Anyway, I was minding my own business and stuff like that at first, but as I was up scrolling on Facebook, some thoughts and stuff came to my mind from looking at some of the responses to a status that I put up. Okay. And one of the responses, the young lady, first of all, um, please forgive me because I'm gonna try to be very, I'm gonna try to be clear, right? But it is pretty early in the rising. But anyway, so I had made a status, and this particular status said, "Note to self: it is not happening to harm you, it is happening to help you." And then right underneath it, it says, "Remember, all things work together for the good." Dot, dot, and it was ellipses. So some people were like, okay, I say, which means that basically it's like a agreement with the statement that's being said. So we had people agreeing with that statement, like, okay, cool, like this is a great reminder. And then there was this one lady who she was pretty much agreeing too, but she let me know that she was really having a really tough time in that present moment, remembering this because of whatever pain she was experiencing. And so I wrote her back and I was asking her to please do whatever she could to transmute that energy. And then it hit me that, of course, people talk about things like transmutation of negative energy and stuff like that. And some people may just genuinely be like, how do you do that? What is that? Whatever. So I wanted to talk about, like, literally what got me up out of my bed is that Spirit was like, go make a video about how you particularly have transmuted negative energy. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be speaking from my personal experience. I'm not going to say that that it's going to work for everyone who comes across this video, but hopefully it inspires you to come up with your own ways or to recognize the ways that you yourself transmute negative energy. So, um, one of the ways that I was taught, if you ask me, through a boot camp, a spiritual boot camp, which was just done by Spirit because of a relationship that I had been in. One of the things I learned how to do was, like, even in energy of depression, or if it's not depression, it's just heaviness of spirit, grief, heaviness of the heart, which, for lack of a better term, or for a more common term, is depression. Okay. When I had these negative thoughts, there were moments of pity partyness, like where I could clearly have a pity party, where I'm saying, why me? And I'm crying about how I'm perceiving and experiencing the pains that I'm feeling from any given situation, right? Well, I talk to myself. Yes, I talk to myself. And the thoughts as they come in, Spirit taught me how to listen to myself, even in those moments of crying and being like, woe is me, or why is this happening to me, which is more so like the victim mentality. And then they coached me into, okay, now ask questions about why you're feeling this way. Ask questions about how did you get to this place? What decisions did you make? Or did you accept that got you to this place? So basically, it becomes like an inquisition of myself. So, one way to transmute negative energy is, first of all, You have to feel it. Like, I think people miss their healing because they don't want to be in the pain. They don't want to sit with the shit. Sit with the shit. Please. Sit with the shit. Feel it all. Think every thought, right? But then after that, there's going to come a moment where you need to extract those thoughts and those feelings and actually become like a therapist or a scientist to yourself. Like, why are you feeling this way? And actually listen for the answers from yourself. Well, what made you feel like that? And what did you do about what happened or what was said once you felt this way? Like, it's just about asking yourself questions, whether they're perceived to be easy or hard. Ask yourself questions. And not only that, but listen for the answers that you receive from yourself. Now, please, I have to give a warning. The only way that this stuff works, like transmutation of energy for real, because you can't fake this. The only way this works is if you're truly honest with yourself. Like, if you truly allow for yourself to even be vulnerable with you. If you try to lie to yourself, if you try to just solely be the victim, even if you're the victim, like, you've got to ask questions and you've got to try to figure out why something happened. Why did this happen to me? There's got to be a reason. So what happened? What led up to this? Da, 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 da. So the most terrible and tragic thing that people can do is just put all the blame and fault on another person. Yes, I understand that things do happen to us that is usually against our will, or it seems to be against our will. And in many cases, let's just talk about those things that are. But asking a question as to why this happened, that could help you get answers. And asking from a true place of wanting to know. Because if you're just asking because you want to feel sad and sorry for yourself, I'm not saying you won't get an answer, but it's rare, because then you might want to focus on just the pain that it caused and incited, rather than truly wanting to know the real reason why something happened. You might be surprised. Okay. So what I was trying to say was, a grave mistake is not sitting with the feelings. Another grave mistake is to just have a pity party here and not try to figure out the why behind some stuff. Another grave mistake is to be angry only. If anger is a feeling that comes up, it's totally proper to feel it. But if one chooses to just operate in that anger, how is that actually helpful or productive? Anger can make you sick. Anger can draw things out much longer than what they had to be, along with other energies too. So try to be objective. Don't lie to yourself. Don't try to make it seem like you just didn't know. Just be honest with yourself as much as you can. I was going to say, don't try to act like you didn't know. The reason that I was going to say that is because, you guys, every one of us has a very, very, very deep knowing within ourselves. Even if it's like a super tiny, tiny voice that we have learned to literally not listen to because of practice. Because you have to practice listening to yourself, and you also have to practice not listening to yourself. And a lot of us have put into the practice of us not listening to ourselves. And thus we wind up in situations that are unpleasant. And we wonder why. But if we reflect, if we take our time to reflect, like what I'm saying to do, in order to transmute or change the narrative, to change the energy from negative to positive, in those times, hopefully you're able to find what you can take responsibility for and snatch that responsibility, because in you taking the responsibility and accountability, you get your power back. And this is the importance and the significance of transmutation of energy. To me, remember, this is my experience, right? I'm sorry, guys. I'm kind of trying to make sure I'm listening for my baby too. So going back to what I do, I question myself and I really wait on the answers. And after waiting on the answers, I ask myself, okay, along with this information, what do I want to do now? How do I want to feel now? How do I think I want to feel in the future? What type of actions do I feel that I want to take in the future if something like this should happen again? To me, those questions, along with the answers to those things, help me to create a new program in my brain, help me to respond in a different way. It helps me to come up with a plan or a plan of action, a solution. Okay. And this to me is also what transmutation of energy is about. If you don't like an energy that you're in, you have the power and authority that's given to us by God, by Creator, to change that shit. So once you feel what you feel, once you sit with your shit, once you ask yourself the questions that you may be led or inspired to ask yourself, and you get the answers about those things, then it's time to come up with a plan of action. A healthy plan, hopefully, but that could be subjective as well. But you come up with, and when I say healthy, it should cause no harm to you and it should cause no harm to other people on an emotional, mental, or physical level. Okay? That's what I mean by no harm. Or healthy, rather. Healthy. That's what I mean by a healthy solution. Because a lot of people come up with solutions all the time in the matter of love. Oh, you've got your heart broken. Okay, fuck this love thing. I'm not going to be in a relationship. I'm going to curve everyone who comes my way. Fuck love. I'm not here for it. This is what some people literally tell themselves. When the truth is they truly desire love and they want it. And there's nothing wrong with it, but they've either jumped too fast into things without counting the cost. They have allowed themselves to enter into connections that truly was not for them, and they had to find out the hard way. Or they did not know themselves before they entered a relationship, and they might have succumbed to other people's interpretation of who they're supposed to be in the connection, and then began resenting that person and maybe themselves because of it. That's just a few examples of what can happen in relationships that assist in them going badly. And the response or the result from a person who has not taken accountability for whatever role they played in the scenario. I hope this is making sense. Oh my God. I hope it makes sense. I don't want this video to be too long. If you guys understand what I'm trying to say in the video, and if you yourself begin to utilize some of the principles that I mentioned in this video, please let me know in the description box below. Just know that I am a confidence coach. I am an encourager of women mostly, but of anyone who can take the principles and the wisdom that is shared in my own way. Anyone who can learn from my experiences and build from them, these videos are for you. And if you like them and they help you, please be sure to subscribe and comment, and also share the video because it could help someone else. This is very raw. This is not me primped and pretty like I normally like to be, but I feel like Spirit really wanted me to get this message out, and now. So hopefully this makes sense. This is the Pretty Coach, and I am signing off. Peace, love, light, and darkness, which works together to bring harmony and balance first within ourselves and then within our world. Bye, guys.